How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Colorado Custom Leather and Blades. My name is Nate, the owner and operator of this, and welcome to the first episode of Sticks and Steel. On this basically series, I'm going to talk about the knife that I just completed, be it a Damascus knife, a big order knife, or an order. And this is an order, not just a knife. I have two here on my lap, and I'm also going to talk about my cigar that I'm enjoying here. So a lot of people just throwing this out here. Okay, a lot of people say, well, knife making is your hobby. No, it is not. This is my passion. You threaten to take this away from me, you're threatening violence. I'm just saying, this is my passion. This is also part of my income, my livelihood, and I love doing what I do. Cigars, however, that definitely is a hobby for me now. And what I have today, because it's going to just be a short video here, I want to do these lives. I want to set it up the right way, but until that happens, I'm just going to do pre-recorded. So, actually did a good retro hit there. What this is a 4x32. This is a cigarella, or I think it'd be almost pequeño. No, the acid ones are more pequeños. Anyway, I'm learning, okay? So don't make fun of me too much. This is a Deadwood Sweet Jane. Even before I took a drink of coffee, before trying to start these videos, and did a dry hit here, this little cigarello, if that's technically what it is amazing. It's all Nicaraguan filler, wrapper, binder, and filler again. But super nice. I've only had to relight it one time. That's because I was trying to record this video. But the knives are completed. The sheaths are not. But I'm going to use the sheaths as a demonstration to help a fellow maker out there. That's kind of what I want to gear this towards, is fellow makers or people that are in the want a knife category that can enjoy this type of stuff. Okay. So let's take a drag here, and I'm going to do a close-up of the knives. All right. So the knives. Do one at a time here. This is the first one I completed actually in that video that you saw. Okay, this is I have some blue tape residue there I got to get off. But this is the knife that I did in that video completing this or finishing. And then this is the other one, trying to match it. And that's what I want to kind of touch on here. And then we'll see if we can do a cool little tag video or thumbnail here. I don't know. Probably not going to work. Nope, we're going to abandon that. Those are the scales. Okay, got lanyard holes. And you can see that they are pretty much the same shape. So, let's talk about the knives now that I've already talked about the cigar. As I take another drag of that, or pull. Yeah. Man, the back flavor to that is super good. Okay, so the customer wanted it almost, he said, get it as close to matching as you possibly can. Well, here's what I'm gonna say to anybody watching this, and you're new to the world of custom knife making, okay? And why us makers charge what we do is because we take a lot. If you're a good maker, I'll say. Actually, let me backtrack and think about how I want to say this. I'll start with this. There are differences to this knife. Primarily, the tops of the scales here, where the plunge line is, or not the plunge line, excuse me, the bolsters that I actually removed on the first one that you saw in my video finishing this one. But I ran with it anyways because they still looked amazing, and they feel good in the hands too. But the biggest noticeable is my jimping on the back here with my checker file. It's not as long as this one is, or sorry, it's longer in this one, not on this one. So there are some differences there. The blade in itself is a tiny bit taller on the second one, not the first one. And just some very slight differences in the radiuses of the parts of the tang here. But other than that, it's pretty freaking close. And here's my point to you, okay? when you have your customer say, I want, your best work and stuff like that, and they mention something in the realms of they want it to be close in similarity as possible. Take that challenge, man, because it'll teach you a lot. You are a damn good maker if you can get super close in shape to the set of knives you're making, or 3 or whatever. I'm pretty sure if I were making 4 of these, the second and the fourth one would probably be more close to similarity. Just doing some figures in my head here. That may not make sense, but it is to me, so leave me alone. But you are a damn good maker if you can get it close, identical on both knives, compared to these big manufacturers that punch them out of a machine, and they can get things measured and lasered down to the thousandths. Okay, but you're doing this by hand, anvil, grinder, file, whatever, and you are paying that much attention. My hat's off to you, because you're in the same world that I am. We want the challenge to make the good quality knives, and we want to do the best job we can do. So, if that makes sense. Maybe that's a double negative. I don't know, but I'm going to toast the foot here real quick. So, the other thing I want to talk to you guys about, for those that are making knives and you're kind of getting in the realms of stone washing and stuff like that, and I'll say this 100 times, for a bushcraft knife, outdoor knife, something like that, you definitely want to do a stone wash finish on high carbon steel. That's just my opinion. You can do satin finish if it's requested, but make sure you tell your customer or your friend or family member or yourself that, hey, this is going to get patinaed over time, either rust, and or if you cut into something that's hot, game, something like that, it's going to discolor. But continuing forward here, when you're doing Kydex, the sheaths are not finished. I won't lie. Knives are finished. They just need edges. You never put an edge on a knife until it's ready for a sheath. Okay, when your sheath is done, then you put an edge. That's just kind of the rule of thumb. And or when it's sold, or you're giving it to somebody. The last thing you do is put the edge on. But do yourself a favor. Something that I'm learning here, and my mentor might watch this and be like, "Yeah, nope, I taught you that," and he's a good friend. I need to get better saying he's my friend who mentored me. There we go. But after 9 years, or going on 9 years now of making knives, he's taught me a lot. And I don't know if he taught me this or not. I'm really trying to rack my brain. But here's the easier way to do a Kydex sheath with a stone wash blade. You ready for this? It's going to blow your mind. Before you, especially with G10, because you can glue those handles on and boom, you can stone wash. However, if you wait to stone wash, tape it up, and this is the main reason why. You tape it up with painter's tape, 3 layers. That's what I recommend. You form your sheath around it. Then, when you take that tape off, sometimes it'll leave those sticky layers and stuff. And sometimes it leaves some weird color patterns. And you can kind of see, maybe, yeah, you can see that spot right there. That's part of the tape. And I have to get that off. And I've noticed, you have to really, really scrub to get that off, that residue off. So the easiest way to do things is in a finished fashion, which is something my friend would agree with me on, is before you stone wash and it's in its shiny state still, that's when you want to form your Kydex. Here's another reason why, is because when you're forming that Kydex and you may not have enough layers of tape, maybe you have to do 4 layers or something like that, and you go to pull that out after you put your grommets in and it scratches, well, now you have to re-stone wash and redo everything. But if you stone wash at the end before you do your edge and you get your sheath and everything squared away, then you save yourself the headache of dealing with the residue from the tape, possibly those dark spots and light spots and just the weird spots in general. And if you get scratches and you need to reform things, you're still in a state to do so, and you don't have to do 2-step or 1-step twice, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps somebody. for the first episode of Sticks and Steel. I hope that's helped. And as far as the profile of the handles go, believe it or not, as much as I was like, oh, I'm just going to run with this because I didn't completely take away the entire the main layer of G10, it's still there. It is a very streamlined fashion, and I kind of like it. It is pretty comfortable in the hands. So I'm going to run with that. So next I'm going to show you here, ending this video, of the Chaos inside. So bear with me here. We'll go inside and I'll show you the steel.
So the
in
Chaos
this order,
inside, the biggest order
in my
I have
career.
yet in my career. It's 8 knives right now. Let me just go ahead and start showing you them, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. So this is my Rancher. It's a fixed blade Bowie design. And then you got the Mini Rancher. The Mini Rancher actually has 2 versions to it. There's a hidden tang, and then there are these ones right here. So the Mini Rancher, okay. And then we have one of my favorite new designs I'm doing right now, working alongside a hunting guide and local coffee owner and maker here in Estes called Mountain Born, which is his company's name. These are skinning knives, okay? Very, as my friend would say, apocalyptic looking, but these, I'm so excited about these little guys. I'm doing weight reduction goals right now. I'll talk a little bit more about them in a second. And then this is the bigger version to that. Again, Mountain Born, but LT standing for long in the tooth because it's longer. So anyways, where I'm at right now, I literally cut these out, shaped these, and started drilling holes. And now I'm doing weight reductions, getting these ready for heat treat because they want at least minimum of 4 of these done by end of November. And then there's a total of 8 right now with more knives I'm designing for them going forward here. So I'm doing weight reduction holes. And it's a lot of work, man, but I love it. Speaking of, I can still take Christmas orders if you get them in within the next week. If not, sorry, I can't. Especially if you want Damascus, because I'll have to have my buddy make some Damascus for me and get that order done. Speaking of Damascus, so the other thing I got going on too is finishing this Twisted Damascus Fighting Bowie type deal here. I'll talk more about that, but I cannot wait to do a episode of Sticks and Steel with this guy. So with that being said, guys, God bless. I will see you next time. I'm going to get back to drilling my day away, doing weight reduction and reaming. So, and by the way, real quick, if you are a maker, I suggest, if you haven't already, get yourself 2 drill presses side by side. Right now, one's in here, one's in the shop. This is too heavy for my wood floor, so it has to stay in here. But it just saves so much time versus switching things out, letting drill bits cool down. You can just flip-flop, drill a hole, kind of bevel it out with a step or whatever you want to call it, and then ream it. Boom, you're done. I mean, there's a reason why, and I thought my friend was crazy when he was mentoring me. He has 5 drill presses, and they all have a purpose, and it all makes things faster. So keep that in mind. God bless, guys. We'll see you next time.